Hey my loves, so I decided I wanted to do an Earth Warriors Oracle pull as a timeless message for you guys. And this is a way that you can sometimes have guidance when connecting or grounding yourself. I know that it's great to sometimes pull messages on your own, but it's really nice when you can know that someone else is saying a message that connects with you. So here I have the Earth Warriors Oracle deck and book. This is the deck. I'll show you guys the cards. And I'm just going to do a quick card pull. So if you ever see this video and it comes on your feed, it's probably for a reason because this message resonates with you. Ooh, wow. This card immediately flew out. So we are just going to go with it. That was very fast. This is Kaitiaki. It's card number 10. And it says Guardian of Papa Tuanuku. So Spirit, what would you want to tell us about this energy right now? So here's the book. And what I love about Alana Fairchild's book is that this book is written for people who feel like they are empaths, highly sensitive, want to really see a better planet, very, very sentient beings who really can feel the atrocities and things that are happening in the world, because these are the people who are more likely to change the planet. When you feel things deeply, you are moved to action, and when you take that action, you can radically transform, especially when you're taking positive action. When you take positive action on the negative experiences or things you've seen in your life, it can really help change the world, simply. I'm just going to say it like that and hop into what it says. So here it says, you are Kaitiaki, guardian of the divine feminine. Your relationship with Mother Earth, Papa Tuanuku, is sacred, empowering, and healing. You are destined to become more spiritually intimate with her, sharing in her creative potency and wisdom. Lean into her and trust in her support even as you serve her by courageously voicing truth. She is your great ally, friend, and healer, and as you dedicate yourself to her, she dedicates herself to you. So this is going back actually to my last video that I just did a live on, which was my new moon in Capricorn video, because I was going back talking about the new moon transit that recently passed. And it's very much talking about our need to remember our connection to Earth and to downtime, and to even, you can think of the cycle of Ouroboros, the snake eating itself, a time of shedding and renewal, because all of these are important for our personal growth. It's part of nature's cycles. And the more we attune to nature's cycles and the Earth, the more we can, daily walk in that path of change and transformation that we're looking to go in. But if we are not in flow with the universe, then it's very hard for us to manifest or see the things that we want to come to form. So it says, in a reading, make peace and let go of past issues around being abandoned or not understood or of feeling unsupportive. Because one thing I've noticed is when you are harboring feelings of anger, resentment, guilt, grief, it's really hard to draw in more energy of light, joy, harmony, peace, ease, because we're actually becoming magnets, or wanting to attract more, or not wanting to, but subconsciously attracting more of what we've already experienced because it's familiar. So trust that you belong here and that your connection to the Earth Goddess will support you in all ways. You are sensitive, and rightly so. Never judge your sensitivity or feel that you're overreacting, but also allow nature to calm and soothe you so that you can be focused on accomplishing your soul mission. If you feel that you are on your own when you would like some help, allow the Divine Mother to be your friend and guide, while trusting that at the right moment, more allies will arrive. The Earth Mother has her own sense of timing, and you are not forgotten. You are just growing according to her wisdom and grace. Have faith in yourself and in her. So there are definitely moments and seasons of your life, especially if you are a mom going through postpartum, you may really relate to this deeply, where you feel completely alone and you have a lot of new responsibilities, skill sets that you need to bring in because you have all these new tasks you have to perform, and it could feel really, really overwhelming. Like, I have no one. For me, I know that there were moments where I had to make hard decisions, especially around my daughter. And I, looking back now, realize that I was so stressed when I forgot that there was another presence looking over her. It's not just me and her dad. There's a divine presence. There's God that's making sure that things are okay. There's a divine mother that is making sure that things are okay. So it's really, really important to remember that in moments of frustration, because when you feel so alone, you almost start to question your intuition. And that is literally, your intuition is how you connect to God. So if you're questioning God, then how can you connect to him? So let's continue reading and see what it says. So it says, if you feel that you're on your own and would like some help, allow the Divine Mother to be your friend and guide, while trusting that at the right moment, more allies will arrive. So remembering that when you trust in God, more people will come. And even when people leave, there's, they say, okay, I'm gonna get real. So what is it? Girls are like buses. Miss one, next 15, one coming. That's how God is. God is abundant. God is not like that, not transient like that, but God is abundant like that. So back to the stuff. So it says spiritual guidance. In the Maori worldview, humans are not seen as separate from nor superior to the natural world. Instead, humans are part of nature and have a sacred role to preserve and protect the Earth Mother, known as Papatuanuku. Her guardians are known as Kaitiaki, the ones who take action to defend her and safeguard her natural resource so that she and we can thrive. So think about ways we can guard the earth better, taking care of plants. My dog is sitting right there. Animals. Like, there are ways that as humans we're meant to literally be caretakers of the earth, and we see that there are ways that we are not doing that effectively. So there's an innate instinct in the human soul to seek an emotional connection with the natural world for pleasure and healing. When this connection is denied, which is the basis for all environmental abuse, the result is great suffering. The more soul you have, the more your personal identity becomes intertwined with nature, and the greater the devastation you will feel in the face of environmental degradation. This is not being overly sensitive. This is being awake at a soul level. And why am I thinking of the little girl who literally took the boat to speak against climate change? Is her name Gretchen? Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She reminds me of Kaitiaki, someone who is so strong in her opinion of how we need to take better care of the planet and how we actively can make the changes too, and that as a society we are not doing that. Just her stance has radically moved, empowered, and changed so many people. She has lawmakers shooketh, and we got people doing much better with taking care of the climate. Also, I feel like I've seen an impact with Gen Z and their level of awareness and wanting to just shift things and change things. Like, we're over here, as I'm speaking as a millennial, we're frustrated because we've made radical change, but we're also tired. And we're seeing Gen Z is like, no, we got y'all. Pass the baton. So thank you guys. So it says disconnection from the divine feminine harms humanity in ways that eventually lead to psychological pain and physical disease. And this is why we see so much trauma, because part of that disconnection to divine feminine is the human disconnection, the male disconnection from understanding mothers and taking care of mothers in the way that they should. And I don't want to make this a gender thing, because I think that's also part of the issue. But part of the issue is it has to be a gender thing until we find the gift of Gate 37, which is equality and coming into a frequency that both of us can be respected. And then when we understand that, we can really be able to see the beauty of the divine feminine in relation to the divine masculine, because we see that the divine masculine energy of the patriarchy, even its relationship to spirituality with churches and religions and gods, is definitely permeates throughout the world, right? But we do need more of the mysticism and esotericism to come back. So here it says, they distort what is meant to be sacred sexuality into a performance, a perpetuation of emotional wounding and abuse, which drains our creative power and prevents us from being able to feel our truths. So as a woman, if you've gone through trauma, it literally can drain you, especially sexual trauma. This can drain your creative power. When you drain your creative power, you no longer have the intuition you need to survive life. And survival includes financial survival, physical, emotional, and mental. This is why this is really traumatic, because when you have I don't want to say gender, but when you have any group that isn't allowed to operate in their full capacity because of the way society is constructed, it actually hurts the whole society. And this is why we are seeing women revolt the way they have, choosing to be childless, really because they're like, we don't want to stand for this. So we would rather not engage than engage. And then for those of us who are in healthy relationships with partners who are in their divine masculine and also looking to continue to work on that, it's really important that we do not let the distortions of what we see in the world impact the union that we are looking to form and continue forming, because that is also not going to help the state of affairs. We really need divine masculine and feminine energy in the spiritual and in the physical coming together and being in harmony to create this harmony on the planet. So it says, then we end up feeling confused, anxious, and uncertain about our future. These are signs that we need to heal and strengthen our connection to the natural world to restore our connection to the sacred feminine. The Kaitiaki soul can help us reconnect to the divine feminine rather than dismiss, exploit, and use her. Loving our mother and feeling respect and reverence for her will restore our vitality and energy and help us gain a sense of well-being. You intuitively understand the need for this sort of relationship to the earth, and you must remember to cultivate your connection so as to grow peace in your soul. It is part of your destiny to read the wisdom of the ancient lineages from which you have evolved. From those ancestors who lived in a world very different from ours, who knew how to sustain themselves in harmony with the natural world over long periods of time, and who can help us remember that life requires a sustainable relationship with the Earth Mother. Their wisdom is encoded in the natural world. Through taking the time to tune into the earth, you are one who can read her records and share the wisdom teachings that you perceive. So if you're on this live, if you're watching this live at any other time, know that this might literally be your confirmation to look into ancient lineages of your people, of your ancestors. Are you called to African spirituality? Are you called to understand human design and individuation? Are you called to understand Egyptian mythology? I am called to Egyptian mythology. I don't know why. It is very complicated. But part of that complexity is what needs to now be understood on this plane in this time period, because we see that so much of what we're understanding or coming to understand now is showing that there's always there's always some proof in ancient Egypt of something that's happening now. Isn't it interesting? Even now, we don't really know what's under the Sphinx fully. And as someone who literally, my human design incarnation cross is a right angle cross of the Sphinx. I'm a 2-1-13-7. I am fascinated about all of these things. I want to know why Osiris's phallus is somewhere in Hollywood. It's supposed to be by the Hollywood sign. There's actually, if you look up on the internet, there's articles about that. There's just so much uncovered information still on this earth of ancient civilizations that we can gather information on how we can reconnect to the earth. Because as we saw, like, there's people who had more wealth then than we have now. And I think it's because they have this deep, deep understanding of the earth. I recently actually posted on my Instagram the face of a pharaoh who was a trillionaire, because I really do feel like we're going to see more people understanding how to connect to the earth, how to connect to nature and the divine feminine to create material wealth for everyone and bounty, whether this is through agriculture, where more and more people are going to be nourished properly so we can get greater transmissions. Because again, our nourishment relates so much to our ability to receive divine information and downloads. We need to be able to rest. The divine feminine works when we are not active. It works when we are it works when we need to rest. So very, very, very important at this time. So I'm going to finish up what it says here. So it says, through taking the time to tune into the earth, you are one who can read her records and share the wisdom teachings that you perceive. Honor your ability to be a devotee of the Mother Earth. Allow her and your own courage and intelligence to empower you on your path, to support you in speaking your truths, especially when they go against the grain. For is that not what creation is all about? Opening up to something new? And yes, we are here to discover the unknown. So the only way we can do that is to be curious, is to play, is to rest, and to do the things that as humans we're meant to do. And it feels like sometimes that can be very mundane or boring, but we know that it's these day-to-day cycles of rest and rejuvenation that bring us to a new awareness or truth. So, oh yes, thank you for affirming that. Yeah, I think this is done. So this is the book, Earth Warriors Oracle Deck. There's also a healing process message in the book. I didn't read that for the cards just out of respect for the author. You can buy her book. I will link it, Alana Fairchild. And I think it's really important to highlight that part of being a guardian on this plane is understanding that you have a very, very unique voice. And unless you share it, people won't be able to hear it. And the only way that you can transform is if you preserve it, right? I mean, transform others or future generations if you find a way of preserving it, just like Alana Fairchild has preserved all this information in this book. Because as you've noticed, I was talking about Kaitiaki and Papatuanuku. She also talks about Pachamama and the condor, all these ancient imageries and archetypes that help us understand ourselves now. And it's through these stories, these folklores, that this information is kept and seen. Yes, you love it. I'm so happy you love it. I gift these this Earth Warriors Oracle deck to like everybody. Well, not everybody, 2 people. But yes, it's the type of deck you would gift to everybody because it's really, really good. I also really like another deck called The Field, which was actually made by a mom postpartum. She made the deck The Field Tarot. It's a really beautiful deck as well. And I actually have an unboxing on my channel of that deck if that's something you guys are into looking at. But in the meantime, this will be the end of this video. Thanks so much for checking this video out. And I hope that if you like these videos, you subscribe and stick around and be part of the With Love Cole growing YouTube community. I have recently hit my 2nd monetization eligibility of hitting over 500 subscribers. So I'm super, super excited about that because I've worked really hard over my Saturn return on this YouTube channel. It's been a major learning curve and a lot of fun and a lot of personal growth. So if you want to see all that I continue to do, feel free to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video.